Hey everyone, Brian from Bear Traders here. It is the weekend, December 2nd, and we are back from Colombia. Had a great visit, met some of our community members down there, had a really good time, and we're back here. And this, of course, will be a regular weekend video. We'll take a look at what happened last week, and then we'll look ahead and see what we got coming up for this week. So let's get down to it. All right, so let's start out by taking a look at what happened last week. Fed's favorite PCE price index data came out and it was pretty much in line with expectations. That's their gauge on inflation, and it really continued to show that it was tending to cool off, certainly from what it has been in the past. And then Fed Powell spoke on Friday, and he really lit a fire under the markets as he indicated that rate hiking was probably done. He did leave room on the table to have to come back in again, but the market really didn't pay much attention to that comment. They just thought rate hiking was over and even started to price in some wage reductions sort of mid-year, May, June. So the markets really took off, especially on Friday after Fed Powell's speech. And you can see the index that really benefited the most here was the small caps, the IWM, almost up 3% there. The Dow, nice gain, 2.5% almost. Technology and the Qs really kind of just eked out a gain for the week. And technology, some of the high flyers really pulling back a little bit as money rotated into some different sectors here. Real estate, you can see, haven't seen that one in a long time as one of the biggest gainers, usually here down here in the losers. Basic materials were also up big on the week. Communication services, the only sector that actually was down on the week, although energy really tried to end lower, but it sort of ended flat. 2-year Treasuries, this was the other beneficiary of the comments that Fed Powell made. You can see here we had a dramatic drop in yields. Bond prices went up, yields went down. So both on the 2-year and 10-year, these are huge moves for the bond market. In a single week. So you can see here, big impact there. Fed Powell's speech on Friday. US dollar down just a fraction. It really didn't drop as much as I would have thought with a drop in rates, but is what it is. And Bitcoin again added another $1,000+ on the week, so it continues to go higher. And that was the week. So let's start taking a look at some charts here. And of course, before we do that, I'd like to throw in a quick mention from my book on Amazon. This is How to Swing Trade. This is my original book. I do have another one called Profiting as an Active Trader, but you can see here it's a guide to trading tools, money management rules, and routines, strategies of a swing trader. So you can check that out there. Lots of good ratings on the book. So let's get down and look at some charts here. Starting out with the Treasuries, as we always do, and you can see here this is we've been sort of stuck in this range here, just around 5% on the 2-year for quite a number of weeks here, months, and we're just finally breaking down, and this was a result of some of the comments that Fed Powell made. And you can see here we're really rolling over on the momentum indicators, and yeah, so that's nice move there, and we're seeing the same thing on the 10-year. We came and bumped up against 5% there, and now we've had a number of weeks here where we're just continuing to pull back as traders and investors are starting to factor in that maybe rate hiking is over, and we're going to see some rate decreases. And the transports, you can see here on Friday, this was, again, this will be a sort of, I won't try to repeat myself too much here, but you can see the Powell effect here on Friday as that notion that there was going to be no more rate hikes really lit a fire under the market here. And you can see on a weekly, we're doing a nice breakout. We're up into an area of prior resistance here on the transports. But again, decent volume, and you'd like to see that on breakouts as well. And the Dow, sort of same comment. We had some good numbers. I think this was the CRM effect. CRM came out with some good numbers on their earnings, contributed to a pretty significant increase in the Dow on one day, and then we had the Powell effect on the Friday, drove the market higher, much higher here. And again, same comment on a weekly. We were up and right into an area of resistance last week. I mentioned that, and we just ripped through that level, and now we're back up to an area where we may see some resistance, which is, back in January 2022. We may be testing some levels there fairly soon. The Qs, again, kind of a flat week. Again, I think the money kind of was rotating out of the Qs. They've had such a nice run, so really didn't get the kick that we got from some of the other indexes as money rotated into some of the less loved stocks, let's call them that. And you can see here the SPY, again, we were right up into an area of resistance here, and we broke out. SPY had a good day Friday. And you can see here we're essentially kind of breaking out from this level, and then we have to go back to January 2022 to see that next level of resistance here. So IWM again, this was where money went on Friday. Clearly, you can see the volume here, big volume, really started to break higher. All the momentum indicators are indicating that we may be continuing to move here. This is a bit of an area of prior resistance right at this level here. You can see here and here. But if we can manage to push through there, we may get back up and into this 190 range before the end of the year. And again, the week, we just kind of broke out there. So nice move on a weekly, and we did so on volume, which is what you want to see on a breakout. The VIX is really just testing low. And again, there's really there's nothing on the horizon that's giving anybody any fear of a pullback. You can see the UUP on Friday, a little bit of a drop with the yields dropping, and but overall on the week, really didn't change much at all. The yen, I think the yen was up a little bit, but the euro was down. So net effect was the dollar didn't change very much on the week. And Bitcoin, here, look at Bitcoin's just on fire here. It's at 39,000. This was even higher than I had looked at it when originally. So it looks like it's going to actually be testing this 40,000 level. I think that's a pretty critical level for Bitcoin, testing 40,000. So it may pull back there, and then will maybe continue to rally higher. But Bitcoin, again, it seems to move a lot on the weekend. I think again, I think there's maybe some manipulation going on there, but I don't know for sure. So that's where Bitcoin is, and that's how the week looked. So let's take a look at some of the stuff I'm watching this week. Apple is it's kind of interesting. Like I said, the Magnificent Seven really didn't do much. Just sort of hung in a range, and again, that was a result of, I believe, some money maybe just rotating out of some of this. They were still buying, obviously, some support, but there was nothing to push it higher as some money came out and went into some of the less loved sectors, call them that. And so I think Apple may be stuck in a range here. It's already had a really nice run off this low, and might be good for, if you're an options trader, might be good for a sale of a put and a call, 185, 195, if you get some decent premium there for the week. AMD, again, sort of same comment here. We kind of, we've had a nice run up here off that bottom, and now we kind of seem to be stuck in a bit of a range. Good opportunity to sell options. Again, same with Amazon. Again, the Magnificent Seven seem to be, they're holding up, which I don't expect them a big sell-off, but again, money kind of rotating around a little bit, and we've already had this nice big run up on some of these stocks. Gold, this is one I've been involved in. I've mentioned this for a while now. I'm in gold in some ETFs, primarily the Canadian ones, but this is GDX. This would be similar to the Canadian ones I'm in, but again, same kind of chart. You can see gold here is really looking good. It's broken out from this 200-day moving average. This is an ETF, minor ETF, and continue to hold some ETF mining stocks in gold. And Meta again, some of the money just came rotating out of it. Now it's back into another sort of zone here where we broke out from. So 310 certainly an area that would be some significant support here, I would think. And now it's got to get back above this sort of 330 level. But again, seems to be stuck in a bit of a range here. after having a big run up. This is one stock I bought into on Friday, and I'm still long. It's this is the ETF. It's actually a 3 times 80 ETF, so a little bit more risky. It's a small cap ETF, and I think it's probably, as I said, I think money's going to rotate into this sector. You can see the volume here on Friday was amazing, and I think it's going to continue to go higher as we go into the end of the year. So I'm involved in that one. Tesla is another one that's really just sort of struggling, stuck in a range here, one of the Magnificent Seven, and again, sort of range bound here to sell puts and calls. Here's another sector I'm involved in right now. I've mentioned this for a number of weeks. I'm in uranium as an energy play, clean energy play, and it's been done really well. URA is the ticker here, and the other one that I'm involved with is CCJ. Similar chart, so I'm not going to put that one up. And Westrock, I was found it came up on a scanner here. I was looking at it, so really starting to break out here. If we continue to get good home building, there's still lots of demand out there. Westrock, supplier of gypsum wallboard, and I think it's probably could do very well here. You can see here we're really, if we look at the weekly, it's got a long way to come back up into this 46 area is kind of where I'm targeting, because we did kind of break out here. Nice little bottoming action, cup and handle, and then off to the races we go. And that's it for stocks that I'm going to be watching this week. So let's wrap things up here and take a look at what we've got coming for the week here. You can see here where indexes are, and we're pretty close to some additional areas of resistance. You can see here 460, 459 is where we are right now. Resistance at 185, we're right at resistance on the IWM, and all the indexes are really just pushing up against all these resistance levels that are highs. So watch for a continuation move. I think we're going to break out here. Certainly optimism should continue into the following week, and of course we've got Santa Claus coming to town here, so we're getting the Santa Claus rally in full force. Here's your economic events for the week. Probably some of the more interesting ones might be the ADP employment report. Of course, employment always something that the Fed is watching, and then you've got unemployment rate and wages data on Friday at 8. So that'll be something again that'll be in focus. And as far as earnings go, you can see here we do have some interesting earnings. Actually, we've got NEO, we've got Toll Brothers. AI is always interesting. Chewy. Lulu will be interesting, sort of a consumer discretionary name, and then Docu, so Dollar General as well. So lots of interesting stuff coming up in the coming week here. So that's it, everybody. We'll be back in the room on Monday morning at 8 o'clock for our pre-market show, and then, of course, trading the market open 9:30 with our members. So hopefully we will see you there. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone, and see you on Monday. Bye for now.